a lot of way to calculate percentages of change. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one way that I like it that's very easy. So we've got to take this price and we're going to add 4% to it. So doesn't that work out to be 100% of the original price plus 4% added onto it? Doesn't that give us 104% of the original price? So it's going to be the new price. So one way to do this is just to take, once you get your 104%, because we're adding on tax, to make it a decimal by dividing by 100 or moving the decimal point over 2 places to the left, and then multiply that by the original price. So all you need to do is make it 104 times that original price, and that's where they got that 103.95. It went up, and that makes sense because you're adding tax on. Now this one, markup works the same way as tax. You're adding it on. So I have 100% of the cost of this bicycle plus 40% more. That gives me 140% of the original cost. And we're going to make that a decimal, 1.40 or 1.4, because we're moving the decimal point over 2 places. I'm going to multiply that by 1,000. And that's where they got the $1,400. Discount's a little bit different, because discount, you're saving money. So instead of paying 100% of the price, we're saving 30%. So that means 100 minus 30 is 70%. So we're only having to pay 70% of the original price. Make that a decimal. Multiply it by the original price. And that is the new selling price. It is less. It went down. Now we're doing 2 actions at once. So I'm going to put these together now. So the markup works up. I'm having to pay 100 plus 70, or 170% of the original cost. If we make that a decimal, we'd get 0.17. So 5950 times 0.17. We'll get that answer. That's supposed to be a 7. Okay, we'll get that answer, and then what I'm hoping you realize that the tax works out to be 100 plus 4, so that's 104% of the original. Actually, not the original, of what the price is after the markup. So I could get that answer, take that answer, and multiply that by 1.04, and that's where they got the 105. But what I'm hoping to get you to see is that we can just take and splice these 2 percentages together, or mouse them together. Do the 59.5 times a 1.7. That's the new price, and then we're going to add on 4% of that, and that's where they got the 105.20. Now, the mistake that some people do, I don't want you to do this. I'm going to do this in red. You don't want to make it 174, because you're paying 4% of a bigger amount, right? So don't do that. For the discount, it's the same kind of thing. We've got discount. We got to subtract that from 100. We did that earlier, so that becomes 65%, which is 0.65 if you make that a decimal. But then we're going to have the tax, which is 100% plus 3%, or 103%. Make that 1.03, and then to get the final answer, we're going to take the $42,500, multiply that by the 0.65, which was the discount, was what we had to pay after we subtracted the discount, and then I'm going to multiply that answer by 1.03, and that'll add on the tax, and that's where they got the $28,000 figure there. Okay, so I'm hoping that's making sense. Now we're going to put it all together. We're going to do 3 steps at once. So I'm hoping you realize that this is going to be 110%. We're going to write that as 1.1 or 1.10. The discount we're saving 25%. So we remember we're going to subtract the 25%. That's going to be 75% of the original cost, or 0.75. Let's circle this and this so we don't lose that. And then tax, I'm hoping you're seeing that that's 100 plus 5, or 105%, which becomes 1.05 when we make it a decimal. And then to get the final answer, we're going to take 66.95 times 1.1. That adds on the markup. And then they're telling us that they're giving us a 25% discount. So that means we got to pay 75% of that marked up price. And then we have to pay tax on that, the 105. Okay? And if you multiply all four of those numbers together, that's where they're getting the 58. So I hope this makes sense and that you can do this on your own.